Hi friends, welcome back to our channel Total QA. In today's video, we are going to discuss how are we going to perform debugging in Selenium. So mainly what is debugging? Debugging is useful to detect any bugs in the software. This is mainly useful for developers to identify the defects in the software. And especially in Selenium, whenever we write the logic, the Java logic, if there are no syntax errors and we find the errors during the execution time, in order to identify them and fix the issues, debugging is helpful. So let's take one real-time scenario. How debugging will be helpful for us to fix the issues without re-executing the program from the line number 1. Especially in Selenium, when we write the logic, if there is an issue during execution, we have to re-execute multiple times to fix the issue. But using debugging, we are going to re-execute the program not from the line number 1. We execute the program exactly where it is showing the issue. Okay, so let's start now. If you look at here, there is a website named OpenMRS. In this website, we have a table where we are having multiple rows and 4 columns. Here, if you look at the source code, let me highlight the table now here. And if you look at the table here, it is having the properties ID equal to appointment types table, and it has a table head, a table body. It has a table head and a table body. Now my objective is to select the first row contents and select the table data of 2 within the table row. Okay, now I have written the logic. I have written the XPath. See, I have written the XPath such a way that first I am identifying the table. Table is having ID equal to appointment types table. Let me identify the table now using ID table @ID equal to appointment types table. Okay, it is identifying and we got one matching element here. Now let me try to select the first row. For selecting the first row, I am giving 2 forward slashes and giving table row of 1. What happens when you give like that? It is identifying 2 elements matching. One table row is this one, another table row is this one. Why? Because table row of 1 is available under table head, under table body. So in that case, if there are 2 matching nodes, driver.findElement always selects the first matching row and it is trying to fetch the value of this content only. It doesn't go and identify the content in the table body. Okay, we'll fix this issue during execution of the program. During debugging of the program, we'll fix this issue right now. Let me write the logic now. So let's log out from this application. Let's try to write some Selenium script now here. Identify the username. Username is ID is equal to username. Let's write some logic now. Public void. So validate table contents. So here WebDriver manager dot Chrome driver dot setup. Then WebDriver driver equal to new Chrome driver. After that, driver dot get. We will try to provide the entire URL previously. Okay, let me try to log in first so that we get to know the URL. 1 second, I will share these details as well. The login credentials to log into the website. So this, use the URL we have to use. Copy this URL. Driver.get. The URL is this. And here we have username. Driver.find element. Id. Username is ID. Dot send keys. The username here is admin to log into this website. Similarly, let me log out and find out the information for password. For password, the ID is password. ID is password. Driver dot find element by dot ID is password. Dot send keys. The password is admin123. Now, once we provide the username and password, the next step is we have to click on inpatient ward. Identify the properties of the inpatient ward. The inpatient ward is also having ID is equal to inpatient ward. So let's take that information. Driver dot find element by dot ID dot click. Take that information inpatient ward. Put it here. So after that, click on the button to log in. This is the button to log in. The ID is login button. Now driver dot find element by dot ID dot click. Now we are able to log in successful. Right. So let me remove some import segments which are not required. We'll try to, the code is ready for login. Now we'll write one more method. Public void validate or fetch table row contents. We'll write one method, fetch the table row contents. So once we log in, we need to fetch the table row contents, and here we will mark this as a test case, as a test-ng test case. Test-ng test case, quick fix. Now we will call this method which will try to fetch the table row contents. Right. So now in this method, once we log in, let me log in now. Admin123. Select inpatient ward. Select login. Usually we have to go to manage service types, appointment scheduling, manage service types. But what I had given, I have taken this entire URL and I provide the same thing as an URL in our logic. So we don't need to navigate. Navigation is reduced because I just try to provide this entire URL. When you provide the entire URL, what will happen? When you log in, it will navigate to this page. We don't need to navigate again. So I'll show you now. Log out. When I log in again, what happens? Log in. Select inpatient ward, click on login. It will navigate directly to this page because they are giving manage service types, appointment scheduling. When you try to say driver.get URL, this URL here, it will navigate directly. If you want, we can check now also. Let me check now whether it is directly navigating to this page without navigation here. Let me try to execute the program, save. Let's re-execute this program. Right click. Run as test-ng test. Then we can identify whether it is trying to execute the program and navigating directly to that page. Then we can write a logic to fetch the contents of the table contents. So Chrome driver was started successfully. The browser will launch now. Once it launches, yes, the browser has been launched successfully. It's taking a few more seconds. It's taking some more time to launch. Okay. So then once it launches successfully, once it enters the username, password, yes, it opens now. Let it continue. Admin 123 inpatient ward. Click on login. See here, it is directly navigating to this page. So we avoid navigation because right now we are focusing on debugging concept. So I avoid doing the navigation part. Once I log in, I directly go to this table. So the next point is we are going to write an XPath. Driver.find element by.xpath. What is our objective? As I said earlier, the objective is we need to fetch the first row contents. But what are we trying to do? We are giving an XPath. This is the XPath we are providing. But this XPath will fetch the header, not the table row of 1. But it's okay. We'll fix this issue during debugging. That's our objective, right? So driver.find element by XPath. Okay, let's try to return the web element here as an outcome. Whenever we call find element, the outcome is web element. E equal to e.getText. e.getText. Okay. Now this driver we are getting error. With this driver variable, we'll make it as global to fix this issue. Then we will remove driver here. So because if we have multiple methods to access the variable, we have to make it as global variable. If you look into the line number 10, this variable is a global variable which is at the class level. It is accessed by this method and also this method. Now, table row of 1, table data of 2 means we are interested to fetch this value of 30 here. That is our objective. Okay, so let's try to execute the program now. So when I execute the program, what will happen? Let's see. And we have to print this outcome also. String output. Output of the table content is, let's try to put output. Okay, let me execute the code now. See. Again, it will take some time to launch the browser. And here, if you look at this fetch table contents is a method I have written. Okay, to open again. Anyway, let's continue further. It login successful. Click on inpatient ward and it is trying to fetch the XPath. Our objective is to fetch 30. Now see the content here. The content is we are getting 30. Why? Because here The table row of 1, table data of 2 is available for, let's see here. The table row of 1, table data of 2 is coming for, okay, it is coming for here, right? It is available one matching node. Okay, let's do some mistake here. Let's remove table data of 2. What will happen if you remove table data of 2? It will go to the table row of the header. Header is having table head. Table head is having the content of div. Div contains this information. So here, table row of 1, if you give, it will select the first one, second one. If you give table data of 2, because table data of 2 is available in the table row of 1 only. Here only it is available. So what we'll do is now, let's do a mistake, small mistake we do. Let's remove this. This is giving us 30, but we don't want 30. We wanted to do the mistake and re-execute the program multiple times to fix the issue. From the line number 24, we wanted to execute the program again to get the outcome. That is our objective in debugging, right? See. Now, let's try to re-execute the program. Now, how are we going to debug the code? If you want to debug the code now, I am going to put breakpoint. I am going to put a breakpoint here. How I am going to put a breakpoint? If you want to debug the program to see what is the outcome I am getting at this line number, I wanted to see the outcome at the line number 25. I have to right click here, click toggle breakpoint. Then I'll go to here and I select the program, what I have executed previously. It shows the history. Click on it, open MRS test. See what will happen in this case. So the program started executing now. It is going to start the browser successfully. Let it execute. Okay, the browser has started successfully and it is trying to launch the browser. Enter the URL. Now, once it is trying to fetch the values and it is trying to execute step by step, as I put a breakpoint, we get this dialog box. We have to select S. What it is says is it, right now you are in Java perspective. It will ask you to change to debug perspective. Why? Because of this breakpoint, it is unable to continue further until unless we say yes, please proceed. And you have to select S here to change the perspective to debug perspective. Now click on S. And when you click on S, you see different views here, totally different views. The variables view. What is the variables view? In this program, we created one variable. This variable is available here. So any variable we created in this program, it will be visible under variables. And also, there is a this. This contains driver, because when you create a program, and if you have a variable at the class level, that will be shown under this. So driver is shown under this because this refers to the current class, the present class object, OpenMRS test Java object. So it is referring to driver. So what is the advantage of variables tab? This is coming by default because when you are debugging the code, this will come. This view will come. The advantage is you can see the views, you can see the variables which are created in the program. Now, so what is the content of this variable? Let me expand this. You can expand this and slowly observe carefully. E is a web element. E is a web element, right? So you can select this. What is the content of e.getText? Right click on this value. Say inspect. And you can see the inspect statement is giving that getText is giving name. getText is giving name. Why? Because if you look at table data, table row of 1 is pointing to this and it is fetching the name here. but we should point to this table row. So now we did a mistake. We are pointing to this row. We are not pointing to this row. So in that case, what we have to do? We have to stop the program. We have to modify the XPath and we have to re-execute the program again. But we will not do that. First thing what we'll do is we will try to change the XPath. Observe carefully. I know the XPath. What is XPath? Finally, if you look at here, this table row of 1 is available under, let me highlight this table row of 1. This table row of 1 is available under table body. This table row of 1 available under table body. There is a table here. Under table, there is a table head, is one child. Second child is table body. So under table body, the table row of 1 refers to the data that is contained within the table. So let me modify the XPath. So now if you look at the program, this is the XPath I had given in the beginning. I'll just try to take the XPath what I had given in the XPath provided in the beginning is this. Now I'll modify the XPath to identify the first table row as, I will change it here as table body, this one. I'll take this XPath now. I will modify the XPath here. Guys, observe carefully. I'm not re-executing the program again. I'm not re-executing the program again from the beginning. Like login, enter the username, enter the password, click on this inpatient ward or login button. I'm just modifying this XPath. Click on save. Again, it is starting the execution from the line number 24. Now, here we have 3 buttons here. Just click on step over button. It will go and identify the text again. Step over button. Select this. Now, what is the content of this? Select this e.getText. See here. Select watch. What is watch will do? Observe carefully. Let's select watch. What watch will do is, watch will give the content of this expression. If you wanted to see the runtime expression, you can select watch. You can see we are getting now blood, null, 30, HT, HD. Now, yes, we are able to select the first row. Now, suppose for example, if you want to select the second table data content in the table row, let me try to find out table data of 2 because it is giving this entire table row. I'm giving table data of 2. Again save it. Again continue further. Okay. So now what is happening in this program? We are not executing the program multiple times. We are putting a breakpoint and trying to see what is the XPath we get and the value we get during runtime. Here, if I wanted to see the content of this table data of 3, save it. Get it HT. Suppose table data of 1, select, save it. Let listener. Suppose the table data of 2, table row of 2, save it. Dermatology. So any XPath we can try during the runtime, during debugging. This will save a lot of time and fix the issues in the Selenium script. So put a breakpoint, try to run as debug mode, try to select this debug mode. Automatically the debug perspective will change, and for any value you select this, right click, select watch, automatically the expression tab will be opened. Then here you can see the content of the variables, the runtime values that are getting stored. And not only that, suppose if you want to try to write some expression, say 1 equal to 1, what is the outcome? What is 1 equal to 1? It is true. Suppose for example, 2 into 3, 6. Suppose for example, if you want to try e.getText.length, 11. Suppose for example e dot get attribute say value. It's a null. So any information if you want, you can try to create it and execute in the expression tab and get the content during runtime. So it is very important to know debugging concept because it will save lot of time. We are not re-executing the program. We are executing the same program from the specific debug point and fetch the values in Selenium. Not only that, in our blog we also given one example to understand debugging. Especially we have taken an example on Facebook, and also to fix the issue we have written the logic and we had given steps. How are we going to put a breakpoint and how are we going to execute in debug mode? Step-by-step process has been given. One more example in the blog totalqa.com. So please refer to this video and this example in the totalqa.com, which will give an idea to identify and fix the issues during execution time by inserting a breakpoint. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe and share.